how to service and overhaul your oven. Got a perfect example here of an old oven. They've all got the same principles. Flame safety device, thermostat. That's the top of the oven. Check underneath the hob rings, there might be securing screws, and there might be at the top on the hob of the cooker. Here they were hidden underneath the standoff grids, look. There's two either side. So I've unscrewed those, and now the top of the cooker oven is accessible. Firstly, look at why it's not igniting. Look at the ignition button, check it's clean, there's no grease. Check the cables are intact and all connected to the spade connections and not sparking elsewhere. Then look at the tray compartment. Open it up inside and just check the battery. Check the battery doesn't need changing and the connections aren't corroded. They might need cleaning up. If it's mains, check the fuse. So if it's not lighting or staying lit, it's probably the bypass, which is usually behind here. So to get to that, you've got to take this top section off. It's either a screw or on this one, there's 4 screws either side. So in this case, I've taken the 4 screws out. Ta-da, here it is. And what you'll find just here in this gas tap to the oven, you'll find a little screw. You find a little screw. Undo that and just clean it out. So the job of the bypass is so that when the flame is modulating, fluctuating, it can always reignite itself, because the bypass keeps the gas supply flowing and constantly ignited. So the bypass is a little screw that allows gas to constantly flow through the gas tap. And here's a picture of one, or a video of one. Just there, look. Undo that screw and you'll see a little nozzle. So the next safety device is the flame safety device. So that usually has alcohol inside, it detects the heat and it creates magnetism, and it lifts a magnet up, allowing more gas through. So I'll show you another picture of one now, a little video, and give you a little tip. So this is the safety device, the flame safety device here. That gets magnetism from the heat, from the alcohol inside, and it goes through the cable to here. And just there, 2 magnets come together. So if your flame isn't rising, isn't lifting up, if your oven isn't getting hot, it's probably that. So you can change it, get a part number for it. But more often than not, it's just dirt. There could be a chip or grease underneath it, so it's not getting hot. So try cleaning it first and inspecting it. Here's another flame safety device. So remember, if this goes, it'll just turn low flame. It won't lift, it won't give out any heat. So for this one, look, under the 2 screws, lift it out, and it'll be connected to the side. If it doesn't ignite, another thing you can do is just clean the gap. There could be some grease in there, oil or dirt. Just give it a bit of a clean. Clean it with a nail file or something. Here's the burner underneath. So the flame safety device comes across, and it's actually in the side, just behind that plate. If the flame's yellow or it's not burning very good, you can take these out and just clean the injector there. So here's a photo of the flame safety device. That goes above the flame, above the burner, sends heat energy to the back of the valve, allowing the flame to open and close. So always make sure that's clean, there's nothing stopping the flame and the heat touching the probe. So the other component in the oven is the thermostat. Now the thermostat is the long probe and it's in the top of the oven. That goes to a bellow which fluctuates, allowing the gas to go through the gas tap. These can be changed, they're not too challenging to do, and here is a little video of one now. These thermostats are often clipped to the top of the oven. Thermostat just goes through, look, goes through top of the oven, goes to the gas tap. There's the thermostat. Cable goes through to the back. And there it is, look. So you can either undo that nut or take the whole diaphragm out. So usually these are clipped to the top of the oven. It's very rare they go, but if this goes, the oven won't get very hot. It'll be modulating too frequently. If the hob isn't igniting, check where the electrode is and just clean around the electrode and the surface of the hob ring. Just in this one, look, you can see a metal plate. Check that's clean for a good contact and a good spark. Next, check, see if there's gas coming through. There's always a nozzle inside the hob ring. Sometimes if you take the top off, the actual nozzle might be underneath. In this one, the actual nozzle is underneath it, look. Just check that's clean, no dust, or no grease or dirt inside. So this is the oven gas tap. So there's that screw I showed you. As you open that up, it allows gas to constantly go down. So that constantly feeds the oven with gas. So the flame is constantly ignited. So as the flame modulates the thermostat, that's constantly leaking gas. When you turn the oven thermostat on, that's the thermostat there. So that thermostat on the top of the oven takes the heat energy across to the bellow, the diaphragm which I showed you, and that moves up and down, modulating the gas supply. This is a picture of the burner, and this really highlights how dangerous ovens can be. So the bypass comes down along. So the bypass always lets gas through to the burner so it can be ignited and it'll always stay lit. There's the flame safety device. You can see the flame safety device in the flame. It goes across and it opens up that bellow, that diaphragm. So if you're getting a small flame but it's not lifting, it's a flame safety device. So this might seem a little bit complicated now. So if you were to blow your flame out, the burner out, this is how long it should take to shut off. So, for example here, your oven, within 60 seconds, the main burner should switch off through our flame safety device. But however, remember the cooker is dangerous because the bypass will still actually let a small amount of gas through. Another check, put a piece of paper in the oven door, close it. If it drops out, the seal's gone on the door, it's letting out too much heat.